All right. Hello and welcome. This is Coach Ryan and Coach Danielle here, and we are with Mel Reppucci, and she is embarking on our 12-week Empower Weight Loss and Accountability coaching program. And Mel is coming up on her final 2 weeks in the program. Mel, congratulations on all your success and spending some time with us today to talk a little bit more about the program. Love for you to introduce yourself to the people out there.
So I'm Melanie, and I'm a mom of 3 kids, ages 5, 9, and 11.
Think about that.
And,
I
I work part-time as a pediatric physical therapist in the school systems, but I've done adult physical therapy in the past. And I was really excited to make myself a priority and take what I know I should be doing and actually finally do it and consistently and make it a change for myself.
Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about, some of the struggles you had prior to starting this program and, some of the things that you had tried in the past that wasn't working for you while you were doing it on your own?
Yeah. So I've tried the MyFitnessPal app where you have to count the calories, and I've tried the, cutting carbs and just watching basically just calorie counting in the past. And it's never sustainable because it's exhausting to input and count calories and then feeling like you're starving because you're getting low calorie meals, but they're not filling you up. And it's never been something consistent. And then tricking myself to think that, oh, well, maybe I'm on the wrong diet plan. Maybe I should be on a Mediterranean diet or keto, or should I try intermittent fasting, or is it my hormones? I even had my doctor test all my hormone levels because I was convinced that it wasn't me, it was something else. And none of that was true, which just felt discouraging, and got to the point where I was the heaviest I'd ever been, including when pregnant. Wow. And that was like, this is not okay.
And now on the program, 10 weeks in, you're on point for your goal weight, right? Is that correct? You were just mentioning by your birthday, and you're losing on average of about 5 pounds a month, right? You said, so that's awesome news. We have so many people who talk to us about, trying everything and, age, hormones, all that stuff. And when it comes down to it, like Mel said, it's about the things that we know we should be doing consistently that, we're just not doing for whatever reason. Mel, can you talk a little bit about how this program and the structure and the accountability kind of guided you to create those habits?
Yeah. So the structure, the learning modules, along with the weekly call or bi-weekly calls, twice weekly, I should say, were great in it was like, tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I just know what I'm supposed to be doing, and you're telling me, and I'm going to trust you that this is going to work for me. I'm going to do it. And it was very black and white. It was, look at your plate. Is it have all of the components that you've taught us that it needs to have, instead of counting calories, instead of, counting macros and everything, having a general idea of what those were, but still not having to measure and count and everything. And I'm a cook that doesn't use a lot of measuring cups. So being able to use my hand as a guide was game changer. And then it made going other places to eat easier to stay within it without depriving myself or without making it this big, like, guys, no, I can't have that, I'm on a diet. I was able to still socialize, and no one really knew the difference, and it's also not a diet. It's just changing the way that I think about it. And then having that accountability of, I'm going to post this and I'm going to post it and be proud no matter what it is, but I'm going to get the feedback to how I can tweak it in real time was huge. Like by the next meal, I could make changes. Instead of feeling like I'm on a hamster on a wheel and, a week's gone by and I haven't seen a change. Is it something I did? No, I could find out right away if I was doing if I was implementing things correctly.
And that's one of the reasons why we designed this program, to have that consistent, personalized, daily contact with our clients, because so many people who are, seeing a nutritionist, dietitian, or on another program, like they're following whatever it is that they were told to do. And for a lot of those diet type programs, it's cookie cutter. It's, do this, do that, but not everybody applies to that, to those same guidelines. So they might see, they might be making these changes per se, just being told what to do. And then of course, 2, 3, 4 weeks go by before you actually get that extra coaching or, check in or anything along those lines. And then they're losing ground because they're really not doing what they should be doing for themselves or what's right for them or what they're willing to do based on their schedule. So really, then it doesn't make up any lost time at that point because of the fact that they're just doing things, but it's not working for them. And they don't know at that point. So then that's where a lot of people really get discouraged. And when we can see what you're having on a daily basis and we're communicating with you, I mean, I don't know how many times we communicate with someone like you every single day, but it's probably 30, 40, 50 times a day that we are talking to you to guide you. And to me, that's what helps people out so much.
Well, I was going to say, because we call this a group coaching program essentially, but in your opinion, it's also very personalized. That's what we hope comes across. Yes, it's group coaching, but other than the coaching calls that we're all together as a group, which are twice a week, and maybe the Facebook page or the forum on our app, do you find it to be personalized?
It's very personalized, and it's it can be as personalized as I want it to be too. All give and take. It's what you put into it is what you're getting out of it. And but at the same time, still having that, you have that one-on-one accountability, and then you have the group accountability where you can share and feel like I'm not the only one that had this struggle, or, oh, they had that struggle, fixed it. This is a different mindset for it, and the positivity and everything. It has the best of both. So like, if you're someone who doesn't want to be in that big, like, the whole old school Weight Watchers group weigh-in thing, it's not that. It's it's and the group setting can be as interactive as you want. You can be a fly on the wall, or you can jump in and contribute. So it kind of fits all comfort levels of social ability too.
Yeah.
And Mel, would you say that based on all the habits that you've created and are going to continue to create, would you say that it's been life-changing for you in terms of seeing yourself in the future, being able to keep these up so that you can maintain and continue to lose the weight that you want to lose and never have to struggle with it again?
Completely. And that's what I actually came to that realization. It was Saturday night. We were out at there was like food trucks and everything, and we hadn't really planned to have dinner out, but the older girls went out to the food trucks, came back in with like buckets of fried food. And it was very thoughtful. They thought of all of the kids, and they brought food in for all the kids, and the adults are picking at it. And I was like, I had a couple fries, and I was like, I don't want this. Like, it wasn't even like I was saying, no, I shouldn't have it. I just didn't even want it because I knew how crappy I was going to feel. And it didn't look appetizing. Like something, they were like chicken empanadas. And I was like, they look good, but I don't want to eat it. And it wasn't a matter of, I don't want to eat it because I don't want to post it, or it wasn't I don't want to eat it because I can't. It was, I just don't want it. So I've definitely found that I'm craving the right things now, and just not even interested in, there's still a boatload of candy in my house from Halloween, and not fazed by wanting to touch the bowl. I mean, we also keep it where the kids forget about it, but my sugar cravings are down. I had something, the ice cream that I had the other day. I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
Not just because I knew I shouldn't have that big of a serving, but it also was almost too sweet.
Yeah.
And that's weird for me to have something be too sweet. Yeah. So two things happened within hours of each other. And I was like, this isn't a change in me, not just a diet. Right. It really has been a different outlook on how I stock my fridge and the things that I keep on hand. And
yeah. And I mean, you're in week 11 now. And I remember it was in week 1, I think day 1, where we brought up the sugar with you. And really, it wasn't that long ago. This change has already been implemented in your life and in your body. And, it's huge. I mean, when we look back at day 1 and the sugar intake there, and a lot of it, you didn't even know, people think they're eating the best quality foods, and sometimes they're actually not. And that was day one. I mean, your sugar intake is like an eighth of the amount daily that you were taking in the beginning. And that's, you know, one of the big changes.
And there was, you know, I think back to that oatmeal, and I was like, you trick yourself too, to say, well, it's a healthy oatmeal. So since everything's so healthy, it's fine that I do this scoop of Nutella. And really, you're stabbing yourself in the foot. And but it was trying to find ways to think outside the box to find the same flavor profile without all of the extra sugar and the calories.
Exactly. We didn't go from, hey, Mel, stop eating that and just have oatmeal mixed with water, no sugar whatsoever. Right. It was like, no, have half of the Nutella, you know, and a little bit less maple syrup. And I ended up actually dropped the Nutella. Yeah.
I found an alternative.
Yeah.
Awesome. What would you feel is the biggest part of this component that was either eye-opening for you or most beneficial?
The building my plate. I would say adding veggies at almost every meal. That's been huge. My breakfasts are more satiating now, and adding the protein, you know, throwing on a edamame or something at almost every meal, just adding that protein, and, you know, and realizing that how I'm feeling after I have that extra protein, you know, like I was feeling like tired and slumpy last afternoon. I had a, you know, quick snack with hummus and beans, and I felt energized. Whereas, and I'm not even, I recently not had coffee consistently every day.
Wow.
Only if I feel it.
Yeah.
And that had a coffee yet today.
And I think that's the point of making here through all this, you know, anything you said you aren't doing anymore and things along those lines. And it has nothing to do with, hey, we told you can't. It all has to do with what you're building for yourself and what works best for you and what you're willing to do geared towards the goals that you have. And how, you know, if you wanted to have that coffee, you could have that coffee. If you wanted to have those French fries, you could. And I think, you know, that you mentioned this multiple times about not restricting yourself, not just depriving yourself. And I hope anybody who, you know, who's watching this can note that you can have your cake, so to speak, and eat it too, as long as you're consistent. And that's what Mel is saying in all these aspects when it comes to this relationship she has with food now.
Mm-hmm. And always been you know, I had, when I was in college, a really, really bad bout of anxiety and panic attacks around eating in public and feeling too full. And it got to the point where I was losing weight in an unhealthy way. And I wasn't restricting to lose weight, it was restricting because of the anxiety. And anytime I've started thinking about making big drastic changes to food, that always, you know, like I remember for my wedding, all of a sudden realizing that I had to go up a dress size because for whatever reason, like things had changed from when I first bought the dress. And I was freaking out because I was like, if I start fixating on trying to lose the weight to fit into the dress, I'm going to have insane panics, because food and my anxiety were just so closely linked. And to know that I've been able to do this and feel better. And like I said, I'm not restricting. If anything, I'm eating not more, but I'm still having big volumes. It's just better choices of what's filling those plates. I've always been a snacker, a grazer kind of thing. So the frequency of eating was never an issue for me, but knowing what to choose.
The quality. Yeah.
Yep. Still having, you know, there were sweet treats at work the other day. I still had one, you know, like, and so I'm not mad at myself for it. I felt fine. I was like, I had one and no big deal, you know. I'm happy I'm not there today because there's like a tray full of cookies today.
Well, and that's what we tout every single week, every single day, you know, when we're coaching you and anybody else in the program. You know, it's not about what I can't have, it's, you know, what I can't do, it's what I'm choosing to do for myself and how that affects me, knowing that if I wanted to, I can, as long as it's not going to derail me for the goals that I want to achieve or what I'm willing to achieve. Mel, if you know, who would you recommend this program for? Last question for you.
Anyone who wants to get off the wheel, wants to get off the hamster wheel and just be done. I did my weigh-in this morning, and I said to my husband, I said, I'm not just excited about the weight loss. I'm excited that I'm in control of my body. I'm in control of the scale. I'm in control of the numbers. I know what to do now. For the longest time, I felt like I didn't trust myself to know what to do because there's all the gimmicks out there. So anyone who's just wants to make that lifestyle change, but that sounds huge. It's not huge, but just wants to just be in the driver's seat of their health. Yeah.
And I love that you used health too, because this is something we keep saying to all the ladies in the program. We're really, yes, it's a weight loss program. That's secondary though to the changes that you're making to better your health. So we really want to focus on the health aspect. The weight loss comes as a result of your health getting better. So it's like your body thanking you for,
Right.
Yeah.
And I personally focus on that language a lot, having a preteen in the house who's thinking she's fat.
Yep.
So, and trying to encourage her as to why she needs to make these choices. And that it's a healthy fuel for her body. We were having this discussion with my picky eater the other night. I said, what happens if you put water in a car? It's not going to run. It's going to fill the tank, but it's not going to run. It's
a great analogy.
Encourage him to have better food choices.
It's a trickle down effect for sure for you guys. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
And then for the people out there who, have a hard time trusting themselves from previous experiences or even prioritizing themselves in a program like this, what would you say to them? This is my last question, I promise you.
It's worth it. I was emotional when I decided I was going to do this because it felt like a big thing. I'm the mom of 3 kids and a husband, and constantly as women, we put ourselves on the back burner. I'm a caretaker by nature. That's my job, is to think about others, and to just knowing you guys and knowing that where I had already come with the boot camp program and the type of coaches you are, I trusted that. And I just it was like a leap of faith in myself that I'm going to be scared and I'm going to feel like I'm going to fail, but I'm ready and I'm committed and I'm just going to follow the plan. I'm just going to do as I'm told, so to speak, and just use the guidance to the best of its ability. And, knowing that I've made that commitment for myself also helps hold me accountable that, you don't throw money out the window if you're, put your money where your mouth is, kind of thing.
Right. And viewing it as an investment rather than just, because you're getting something in return,
right.
That's far greater than the
last. Right.
Yeah.
The analogy before, it's, when the shakes run out, you're screwed. Well, this is not a program where you need anything but your brain to continue. So
it's all there for you. You don't have to purchase supplements or plans or anything along those lines. It's going to get you to create those habits that are going to be lifelong with you so that you're never going to struggle with them again. So congratulations, Mel. Thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes out of your day to inspire other women who, are struggling with their weight loss on their own. They want to be coached. They want to be held accountable personally on a daily basis to finally end their struggle for weight loss. Congratulations. We're so proud of you. Thank you very, very much. And we will talk with you very, very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.